When we record the world around us with a vintage camcorder, we just need to understand what it is we're recording and how we go about getting that information out of the video camera in the modern day, or 2024 as you find me today. When we record on a video camera, we're capturing hundreds and hundreds of images, which when played simultaneously next to each other gives us a moving picture, or a motion picture if you will. That's your video. We are also capturing what our world sounds like by way of a microphone. That's our audio. So, if we stand any chance of being able to see and hear our memories, we would need, yes, that's it, some kind of thing that would aid us in doing so. Say hello to the AV cable, or that's what this AV cable, or this AV cable, or this AV cable. You get the idea. This magical cable allowed the consumer to view their home movies on their TVs and somewhat later through their VCRs by allowing the camera's output signals to pass through them. Magic cable, magic cable. And what was so great about this was that you could just come home with your camera, plug it into your VCR, and then you could just whack in a VHS tape, and then you could just basically just start editing. It's great fun. And some of my earliest memories of me being able to record and edit what I had shot was via my VCR. Not that VCR. This ability to transfer what I had shot and putting it onto a format which was easy to share with other people was absolutely thrilling. Now this process has never really changed, but as technology's moved on and memory cards have become more commonplace, younger generations and video enthusiasts couldn't quite conceptualise these old processes, and that's quite understandable. So with that being said, let's jump back to 2024 and talk a little bit more how you transfer your memories in the modern day. Okay, so welcome back to 2024. And just before I continue, I just kind of want to again just impress upon you kind of how important having a VCR was back in say like the early noughties, maybe even before that, because this device was basically the capture device of its day. We just didn't think of it like that. You know, you came home from say a summer holiday, you'd recorded loads of stuff on your camera, you could connect it up to your VCR, put a fresh VHS in it and record it, and then you could share it with whoever you wanted to. But it was just kind of the thing now, but because of the way that technology's moved on, we now need kind of capture devices, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about a little bit more later on in the video. So back VCR, it wasn't just for watching movies, but it was also for recording your memories. Video technology is largely unrecognisable from when I was in college, so it's kind of understandable that there are a lot of people that have questions about how to transfer things over, because as I mentioned, trying to conceptualise these old ways doesn't come easy to some people. Very briefly, these cameras all have digital outs. Now, this video is not about digital outs, but it is another way that you can get the image out of the camera. I will talk about this at the end of the video, but if you're curious, the digital out looks like this. So we've identified the AV out on our cameras, which is great, and we've connected our AV cables. Now what we need to do is we need some way to get the camera's signals out and into our computers, and this is where something like a VidBox can be really, really useful. There are other recording devices available. When I say recording devices, it's just something that allows us to get that signal out and then record it onto our computer. So this is not recording anything onto it, but it's recording onto the hard drive of our computer, if that makes sense. So once we input those cables into the back of the VidBox, like so, we would then need to boot up any given software that we've got, which will enable us to start recording the camera's output. Okay, so I just thought I would just make a little demonstration video so that you can see this process step by step with regards to digitizing. So here we have my Sony Digital8 camera, which I shot some segments of this film with, and all I want to do is I want to be able to get the audio and the video out of this unit and onto my Mac. So the first thing we need, which we've been talking about a lot, is the camera's audio video cables, and here they are right here. Now this particular camera, you plug it in with this jack, but not every camera has the same input. So I'm going to grab the camera. I've set it up ready to play. Now this area here, we pull it down and then you have the AV out here. So what we're going to do, we're going to plug that straight in here, nice and simple. There you go. So I'm going to turn the camera around like that, and now all that we have to do, as you probably already guessed, is we need to plug these three into our capture card or our capture device. Now I've mentioned that I've been using this little box with my Mac. You can get it for PC, it's a VidBox. It's very simple. You plug the coloured cables into the back, make sure that it's switched on, and you're ready to go. So I'm going to show you that now. So let's just get these cables in the back here. I know this might not be the most professional of videos, but I just want to show you, the reality of what it is. So here we go, that's now in, but now we've just got to make sure that this is powered. Now with VidBox, you used to get some software with it. It can be maybe temperamental, but I mean, out of the thousands of times that I've used it, I'd say that maybe once or twice it's failed me. So that is now powered. So we're now just going to start the software. Now we come to this screen here, and all it tells you about is where are you getting that input source from, or that output source should I say, and I'm getting it from the camcorder. So we're going to select camcorder. It's going to ask me what cables that we're using. We're using RCA, that they call it, we call it AV. And now it's just going to say connect your devices. We've done that. How long do you want to be recording for? So I'm just going to put down 9 minutes. So now we've got a blue screen, and that is now matching the blue screen there. So what we will do now is we will click the record button, like so, and then we will press the play button, and everything being okay, you will get that image from the camera on the screen there, and there you have it. And you just continue to record until you're ready to stop. So let's press stop. Okay, going to stop on the camera, and now all we do is we just drag this out. And there you have it. There is a small clip that we just recorded. It really is that simple. So what did you think? It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? When you understand what you're trying to achieve, it makes it all the easier. Well, I think so anyway. You have your camera, you have an AV out, you have your AV cable. You plug the cable into the camera, but then you're left wondering what to do with these AV out cables. You plug those into a capture device and you record it onto your computer. What I'll do is I'll put some links in the description regarding kind of various different kind of capture devices, and then you can kind of do your research and find out what's best for you. And remember, some might not work on Macs, some might not work on PCs, but do your research and understand that. And that's it really. One last thing, I have covered in other videos the digital outs in cameras and how you can also utilise those. Some people might be a little bit scared of them, so I'm just going to very briefly talk about that as this video comes to an end. So very quickly, as mentioned in the video, some of these legacy camcorders do have digital outs, and you can utilise old firewire cables to get that data out and onto your computer. Now, if you're fortunate enough like me and have an iMac, mine's from 2017, on the back of your computer you will have a Thunderbolt port, and that Thunderbolt port can be used in conjunction with the Firewire cables to get that media off of your camera. However, because of how technology has moved forward, we need to buy some adapters. Getting some of these adapters is a little bit tricky now, but these are the things that you will generally require. So here we have an Apple Thunderbolt to Firewire, and if we look at this end of the adapter, this is where the Firewire would go into, which I'll show you in a moment. And then you get this end, which is a Thunderbolt Mark II, and then that is when you need this adapter, because this is now the USB-C Thunderbolt, and you would push these two in together like so, and then you would have there, as you see, an Apple Thunderbolt to Firewire, and then you've got a Thunderbolt 3 USB-C to Thunderbolt 2, and they all clip in lovely. Now, that would now fit into the back of my iMac, and I can utilise the Digital8 or the DV cables, whatever you want to call them, to get them out. Now, if you've got a Firewire 800, this will click straight into the back here. I've got it around the right way. There you go. And that will go in like so. This part will go into your video camera. However, if you have only got a Firewire 400 cable, well, don't worry, because you can buy little adapters such as these that will go into the back of this one here for a Firewire 800. Oh, wrong way around. And then you can plug your Firewire 400 into the little port. So you end up with a very long train of cables, but that will enable you to use it on your iMac. So go into Final Cut Pro or whatever program you want, and you'll be able to select your camera on the output. So fantastic, that's it. So just quickly, as a live demonstration, as some of you might be interested to see it, just going to plug that Thunderbolt 3 into the back of the Mac, swing that around here. I'm going to give you a little showcase of using a digital video camera to get the output on an iMac. So I'm just going to grab the Thunderbolt cable, and that will go into there like so. And then just over here we've got a mini DV camera. So what we're going to do, so I'm going to open up this and put the DV in. There you go, that's in. And now, all being well, if I go to mode, which is play and edit mode, I'm going to go to the Mac. There we go, with all the wires in the way. And like I say, I know this is not a particularly professional video, but it's just to give you an idea of actually what to do. So now, if you look at to the top here, I'm going to go to import, which is over here, and then you should see that it says there Sony DV VCR. So it actually tells you what camera it is. So you select that, I'm going to come back out, and now you'll see that we're in control of the camera. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, and I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to rewind it. And I'm going to play it. So I'm just making a short little video recording here of me making this video, just showing you that I've just shot this on my mini DV camera, and over there is my other 4K camera, and just want to just run this through just so you can see that it's actually happening now in 2024. And there you have it. You press stop and you stop the camera. So that is how you can use Firewire cables in conjunction with your iMac to also capture images. So there you go. Hope this video has been useful. See you all later.